Out of my vape. So Rochi and I were doing a practice show behind the before the show to make sure that this is the best, most coordinated and organized show possible. I.e., hi. Hi guys. I.e., I again forgot to press the go live button. Does my microphone still sound good?
Yeah, it sounds
We did
fine on
fix
my
that
end.
issue.
But if it's an issue on YouTube, I don't know what else there is to do. Yeah. Now, what's funny is we've been talking for a good 10 minutes, and Ashley said we are live, and I was like, I don't think we are.
Well,
So we just
he
got
was
to finish.
telling me this story, and I'm like, you know that we're live. He was like,
Mhm.
well, I'm pretty sure we're not. And I'm like, no, we are. I tried to talk to you back.
so, so my first question to you, Ashley, was, and I'm sure you're going to elaborate on this. If somebody is not able to breathe, inhale through their nose, through like a sinus issue or whatever, is there any techniques they can do? Can they still do this technique that obviously you did yesterday and we're going to do today?
Or rhinoplasty. So sinus situations, rhinoplasty, which is nose surgery. All of these
Hmm.
things will hinder your or compromise your ability to breathe in and out through the nose. I sure do hope that there's a way for people to or doctors to figure out at least getting 50-70% of the air in through the nose. But there are situations that exist that's not going to be possible. So in this case, if you're not able to breathe in and out through your nose, um, we're just going to breathe deeply and evenly, intentionally.
Hmm. Are
Excellent
you,
question.
yeah, are you going to answer this question? Because that is
No,
a very good question.
no, you had a good question.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought the good question was the
That's not a
the
great
Freud was.
question. That's a mean question. Let's see. Hi,
Well, I mean,
Dad.
there is some things we can say about that gentleman, right? That he could have
Okay, you
done
wanna
to
just
prevent.
knock this one out of the let's just get this one out of the field.
Go
So,
on.
George Floyd
Hmm.
was had a very, unfortunate demise, didn't he?
Yep.
And what did
Certainly
he
did. Yeah.
say?
What did he say?
Right.
Um, you want me to say what he said?
I think we should skip this completely and get to the
Yeah, no,
teasing
because I'm a little
video.
bit nervous. You understand? I could, potentially get in trouble in my country if I
I could get
say
in
something bad.
trouble too.
Oh, no, no,
Okay,
you're in America. You can say whatever you like. I believe.
I'm pretty sure that's changing, but,
Mm,
I never did that really anyway.
mm.
Okay, so first of all,
He
I
cried for
wanna
his mother, by the way. But yeah,
I beg your pardon, sir?
he cried out for his mother, George
Okay,
Floyd. That's what he
I'm
said.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I heard something about this.
Hmm.
So made me lose my train of thought. So yoga is a system. Oh, to correct, thank you, Ashley. To correct the title of the video that I'll do after,
Mm,
yoga plus breath, excuse me,
mhm,
breath plus movement equals yoga. Breath
mhm,
plus movement equals yoga. Per one of the oldest yogic texts, the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, breath plus movement equals yoga. Okay, then we can also go back to a guy called Patanjali. He wrote 196 sutras. In Sanskrit, the word sutra means thread.
mhm.
So they were lines. I don't know. I compare him to Hemingway, if that makes more sense. The way Hemingway wrote, like 10% of what he was saying was on the surface. His
Mm.
second sutra, he did not waste time. He wrote
What you mean on
190,
the surface of the paper? What he written down?
more like it's actually very I don't want to use that analogy. The way are you familiar with how Hemingway writes, kind of like a lot of what he's saying is underneath what he's saying?
Sorry,
Like 10% of what he's writing, I guess
what
he
he
writes.
writes in between the lines? Is that what you're saying?
Correct,
Oh,
exactly.
okay. Yeah.
So a thread, a sutra is a thread. So it's just
Mm,
one line, but within that line contains a lot of information, and that's the point.
mm,
So if he wrote 196, he wrote literally one about the physical aspects of yoga. One yoga,
mm,
but the second one, more important for us today,
mhm,
yoga chitta vrita nirodha. Yoga happens And yoga is not upward dog, downward dog, just to make that very clear.
Mm.
Yoga starts with the breath. Yoga chitta vrita naroda. Yoga happens when the fluctuations natural to the mind cease.
Yeah.
Another way to say that is yoga happens when thoughts stop. Yoga is a
So
system designed to liberate you from your thinking mind. The thinking mind is a wonderful tool. It is an awful master. Did I interrupt you, sir?
no, no, I was just thinking. So you're saying having a mind is a wonderful tool.
The thinking mind is a wonderful tool. If you need to
Mm,
build a table, you need to use your brain to figure out where the nails go and the pieces of wood go. If you need to drive somewhere, you need to pay attention. If you need to do mathematics, you need your
mm,
thinking mind.
mm.
But
And
unfortunately, we've gotten to a point. Go ahead, sir.
no, I was just saying, and that relates to yoga in which way?
So, yoga is a system designed to liberate you from your thinking mind. Back to the second sutra, yoga begins when the thoughts stop. So, we want to find that quiet place. The thinking mind
Well,
is a wonderful tool. Use it as a tool. As a master, it's awful. Go ahead.
now some may say that I never think anyway, so maybe I'm always been doing yoga. Is that the case?
I think you think quite a bit. You're a Scorpio. I think you got some things planned. Good luck.
Mhm.
But
Al- Also,
so
Ashley, while we wasn't live, I brought something up. Can I bring that
you
up now?
sure.
Yeah, right, okay.
So
Just a
we're
quick
gonna do
aside.
story time
Hmm.
because this is an interesting story. Oh, let me just address why it came up.
Hmm.
Somebody asked a great question yesterday. How can 70% of toxins leave the body through one exhale? This will never be the case. I'm saying the process of exhalation is how 70% of toxins leave your body. And then Rochi is going to tell us a story. Story time.
So, so if I remember this correctly, and I'm probably ballsing this up, but forgive me, it's part of my charm. I believe it was the famous comedian Billy Connolly told a story of a terrible disease slash syndrome called fish aroma syndrome. Apparently, it's a kidneys disease slash condition where your kidney can't break down, or your kidneys can't break down the toxins in your body. Therefore, it discrete or comes out with your sweat glands. So apparently, people with this syndrome smell like rotten fish. And he was telling this story on stage because a fan of his said that she had this condition and didn't know for 10 years. And like you said, you telling me this person for 10 years didn't have anybody tell her that she stunk of fish.
Well, when he said that she went around for 10 years not knowing that she smelled like fish until the doctor. By the way, did she not see a doctor for 10 years? But I said,
I
did
don't
she
know.
not have
Yeah.
one friend or family member that's like,
Okay.
love, maybe some deodorant, or maybe something like that. But halitosis, do you know what halitosis is?
No, please explain, please.
Very interestingly, comes from the belly. It's horrible breath. I went on a
Mm.
job interview, guys, like a year and a half ago, and I'm at this man's desk. It's a large desk, and it just felt like I was getting hit in the face. Halitosis is basically, if I'm not mistaken, things are dying in your stomach. And so your breath becomes awful. But it seems like they have zero awareness of this
Hmm.
as well. I guess it's same because when I'll put on perfume, I'm like, oh, I put on too much. I can't smell myself in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Hi,
Sorry,
Victoria.
you can smell yourself though, right?
Well,
With your
I
breathing
think,
exercises, right? You can smell, right?
see, look at you. Okay. Okay, smarty pants. Yes, with your breathing exercises. But there is something built into the brain, I believe, that we don't smell ourselves. You've never been in an elevator with an old lady wearing way too much perfume and you can tell she has no idea
I've been in an elevator after a lady has farted, and she claims
after
she
a
had no
lady's
idea
what?
where that after a lady has passed gas, and she claims that she had no knowledge of this. I've had that situation before, and clearly it was this old lady, right?
Okay. Any other interesting disorders or situations we should get out of the way before we start our breathing exercise?
Not that I can think of, apart from the fact that I clearly can't speak English correctly. But
I think
I
you're
think that's.
speaking perfectly.
Well,
What do you mean?
no. It's I. What's the right word? I mumble fuck my words. Yeah, like they come out in a weird way. Like for example, if I were to say, let me get into the specifics of this. As you saw there, I waited. I almost stuttered because I cannot say that word. I say the word Pacific like the ocean.
Do you want to do it together?
Nope.
Spa.
No, wait, I thought this was a
I
breathing
think that you can
stream.
do it. Yeah,
Not
I know. We're going to go
not
back to specific anytime you try to get cheeky with me again. So what we're going to do today, guys, is I want to keep these videos kind of short because I'm hoping that
Mhm.
people will
Yeah, cool.
actually do them.
Mhm.
Um, anything that we're going to do today, you can do from a seated position. If you would like to lie down, you're welcome to. We're going to just relax the body. And to begin,
Mm,
we're going to just start to breathe differently. So the autonomic nervous system breathes your body for you all the time.
mm.
Taking over the breath. Did I explain pranayama behind stage or here? Do you remember?
It was
Prana.
behind stage, so you may want to do that again. Yeah.
So the word for breath in Sanskrit, which is the language of yoga, is pranayama. Breaking it
Mhm.
down, prana, it means life force energy.
Mhm.
Ayama, management of. So we're literally managing the force of our lives, i.e., the breath. Okay.
Mhm.
So we're going to breathe differently for
So
10, let's call it 7 deep inhales. Just 1 second, Rochi. Give me one moment. For 7 deep inhales, complete exhales, we're just going to explore breathing intentionally and with awareness. Yes,
mhm.
sir.
Can I do this breathing exercise while smoking or not?
That's, yeah. I mean, did you just light it?
Not yet, but I'm about to.
Not really. I don't
Well, I
want you
mean,
breathing deeper in like nicotine, combustible nicotine.
is there any
Um,
other type of nicotine?
this one, it's not combustible. Well, I'll go ahead and
Mhm.
start the class and you can
Go,
watch.
go ahead.
How
Yeah,
about
go on.
that?
I'll wait. Yeah. So basically,
No,
like,
you could finish
you've-
your cigarette, Rochi. I don't want you to not feel
cool.
comfortable.
I'll light the thing first.
But you are a little bit ahead of everyone else in that you've had a session with me before, and we have
Hmm.
done breathing before.
Hmm.
So this is we're gonna
Oh,
start
and by the way,
crawling.
Ashley, I've got this down on pat. By the way, and again, I'm glad that I did this after the George Floyd talk rather than before.
It's totally on my list of things to bring up. By the way, that whenever someone's like, "So how was yoga with Ashley?" Like, what do you remember? You're like, okay, so we're gonna take. If you're smoking a cigarette, please don't. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I don't. But I would just imagine intentionally taking nicotine and definitely blow all the nicotine out, I would think, right? But
Mhm.
you can skip these next 7 breaths. We're going to close our eyes. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, palms facing up just means that you're in the field
Or
of
like,
receptivity, able, ready to receive. So I like to have my palms face
sorry,
up.
can you say that again?
Which part?
Did you just say April ready to receive?
No. Having the palms facing
Mm,
in the upward position
yeah.
anatomically puts you energetically in a place to receive. And I said, I'm able and ready to
Oh, right.
receive.
Okay. Sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said April was ready to receive. Sorry, my bad.
I don't know who that is. Okay, we're going to close the eyes, relax the face. Remember, we're moving out of the thinking mind and
Mhm.
into either you can call it the
So,
quiet place.
so you're saying clear your mind of any thoughts. Try and
That's
be as.
nearly impossible, Rochi. Great question, but it's nearly
Mm,
impossible, even for Tibetan monks that I've hung out with.
well, I
Um,
mean, I'll be honest with you, Ashley. I
do
generally
you find it
think,
easy to find that
it,
space between the thoughts?
yeah, it's very easy for me to go,
That's where
okay,
you
there's
dwell.
nothing there. Like, yeah, honestly, because like if you think about it, if you're sat down like I am right now, and I'm clearly a lazy person, yeah, there's nothing easier for me to sit down and just go, there's nothing here. Like and not think of anything. Now the issue with that is after a while you do just get little thoughts. And in my case, I go, oh, remember that conversation the other day? That person said this. Did they actually mean what they said, or are they, you know, they plot in you over analyze things? But just before that happens, there is a moment where you have nothing, and it's almost, I hate the word, but it's almost like Zen. Yeah, it's almost like you're in a moment of, at least in the mind of thought, absolute peace and bliss of
Well, I
nothing.
will tell you a few things. First of all, I'd be interested to know how many people in the chat can relate to Rochi's experience. Um, because so many people have spent so much time and money to get to a place where you're just natural. Maybe you're a reincarnated Tibetan monk, but that you're naturally there. I remember as a child, before I even knew what yoga or intentional breathing was, I was a little kid, and I remember
Mhm.
trying so hard not to think of anything. But here's a kicker: if you are like me and you have the propensity to let the thinking mind kind of be in charge more than it should. Um, I lost my train of thought. This is helpful if you're
Right.
at a place where Rochi is, where you find absence of thought, sustained absence of thought, something that comes naturally to you. That's amazing. I was also learning recently that not everyone um, has like visualizations or internal dialogue. That's the word I was looking for. Like some study, 50 to 70% of people do not have internal dialogue.
Hmm.
This blows my mind.
So, well, okay. So I've got to ask you this then, Ashley. So there's not you said that blows your mind. So you do have the Ashley voice in your head that says things like, for example, while you're at a, a
I
train
talk to
platform.
myself.
Yeah. Or okay, so you talk to yourself, right? Okay, but I assume you've had this, right? And it's and I forget what it's called. It was a scientific theory on this. We all have that thought of, oh, there's a train coming. There's a person there. What if I push them? Yeah, and apparently 9 out of ten of us never do that. But that 1%, or that 1 in 10 that do, have like psychopathic like tendencies or some shit like that. So in that case, then, like you said, you talk to yourself, right? Now
Mhm.
you randomly broke into song just now, but that's like, I assume you've done that because that helps you remember that thought when you said you open yourself up for whatever the fuck it was. Sorry, forgive me, I forgot now. But you've done that just so you can remember that phrase, right? Yeah. Do you?
No, I
Yeah.
think that comes from teaching for 18 years, mostly
Hmm.
um, in public spaces. I like to, you get like it's very boring to listen to someone da 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 da, very monotone, upward dog, downward dog. So I throw in little accents, little songs, little things to like cadence changes to have fun with the energy, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Well,
So I
not
have
only
lots of
that, does
different songs, but you're right. It could be a way that my brain. I mean, a lot of the things that I say, I've said in. I think I've taught like 10,000 public yoga classes or something like this. Crazy. So they're things that I've said. They're part of how I have done things. Does that make sense?
yeah, like when you're growing up and you get taught the alphabet, right? They normally do it in a song, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But it's almost like that's learned behavior taught from a young age that we don't necessarily grow out of. Right now, I'm fascinated to know whether with your yoga classes, whether you find people find it extremely hard. For example, like you said, like, I'm not bragging or whatever, but I generally can empty my mind of thoughts.
No,
Right?
it's something to
Yeah.
brag about. It's just interesting because I just didn't know that was a thing. But go ahead.
Well, no. So the reason why I say that is I wonder whether, like, somebody's obviously paying you money to do a yoga class, right? But if they can't get over that boundary and not understand that there's a boundary there, surely that's got to be frustrating, right?
You have no idea. So you brought up into my head a very specific student. So obviously all of my studios I taught yoga, meditation, um, kids yoga, breathing, breathwork classes, everything, right?
Mhm.
So this one girl, it doesn't matter. I'll say her name because nobody can find her. Her name's Kim. Her name was Kim. She came to my classes religiously: yoga classes, breathing classes, meditation classes. She's just unique for this reason. But almost everyone, I can't stop thinking, and that's when I came up with the. And I'm sure I heard it somewhere. If you say so. If you're going to keep
Mhm.
coming up to me after a meditation class and telling me you can't, your brain is listening to your internal dialogue. It believes you, trusts you, what you're saying to yourself more than anyone or anything else.
Mhm.
So this one girl, she was so committed. I think I had at that time 3 meditation classes a week. She came to every one. She was early. And so I had to teach another class in another studio after that meditation class. So I was kind of rushing, but I was like, Kim, just come on, because it was literally getting to the point where I was trying to give her, because for me, unlike you, it took me many years, many hours, many teachers, and a lot of training and rewiring of my neural pathways to be able to meditate and to sustain the absence of thought, which comes very naturally to you.
So,
Go ahead.
so what's funny though, Ashley, is I found years of marijuana smoking to help that a lot. Now I know you do partake in a little bit of wacky tobacco, as we call it over here.
It's very
Um,
helpful for me.
so, and that helps you with like clearing thoughts, right? Do you find that?
It helps me for a lot. We should make a video about that. It helps me on
Mm.
a lot of levels, but I've made some videos about this. I used to struggle with eating disorders. So it helps with anorexia and bulimia. It helps with appetite, and it also
Mm.
helps not throw up. So I've not done either of those things for 10 years, thankfully. And a huge part of that for me is marijuana, but I wouldn't recommend anything to anyone. Um, Yogis have been tied to weed for a long time. So that's a thing, but everyone responds differently, right?
So, so seeing you just said that, I'm intrigued because like I'm a nosy bastard. But when did you start yoga? Was it from a young age?
No, I started my first yoga class was in 2000, and I got my
Mm.
first yoga. I graduated from my first yoga teacher training, the foundational one, in 2006. I started teaching in
Mhm.
2006. I opened my
Right.
first studio in 2008 and my second in 2014.
So you would have been in your 20s when you started, right?
I was about yeah, I want to say 23, something like this, 24.
Mhm.
No, oh, when
So,
like the first yoga class I took, I was in university, so 1920.
all right, okay. An age, sorry, I thought you meant the year 1920. I'm like, "Oh, well, you're not that old."
Yeah, I was around then too.
No, so,
Can
so,
you
so,
tell?
so out of curiosity, then, did you find like so you've always been a vegan, yeah? Right? Am I correct?
You've got a lot of thoughts going on right now. I have not always been a vegan, but since you're not smoking, we're going to start breathing and we'll answer your questions after. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fantastic. So, the point of the next 7 inhales and exhales is just to breathe differently.
Hmm.
So, your body's always breathing you. We want to intentionally bring the air in a little bit lower, a little bit slower, and
Hmm.
intentionally make sure all the air goes out. Don't worry about the belly yet. If you know about expanding the belly on the inhale, I
Hmm.
invite you to do this. If you're not familiar, let's just close our eyes and try to move out of the mind and into the heart or into a different space, okay? If you're
Hmm.
like Rochi and maybe you have to work on getting into your mind, just do you and stay in that quiet mental place. Okay? 7 breaths here. Just try to change your breathing. So, just bringing in intention. So, I am breathing in more air on purpose. I am exhaling on purpose, that kind of thing. 7 breaths begins now. Good. So usually even just a few conscious inhales and exhales will shift your kind of energy or physiology.
Well, and like you said,
Yes,
Ashley,
sir.
with that now, the diaphragm is more open than it was before. You know, you can
Excellent.
already
Make,
feel it. You know.
make sure you've got your water. I don't want your legs getting sore again. Now, I want us all to put our hands on our bellies, or if you have one hand available, put your hand on your belly. We went over this yesterday. We just practiced inhaling deeper through the nose. I just want to review inhaling
Hmm.
deeper through the nose, bringing the air in through the two holes in your nostrils, keeping the shoulders relaxed. And on this inhale, you're going to expand the belly. It gets fat. On the exhale, which comes out of your mouth, you're going to pull the belly in towards the spine. So it's
Hmm.
diaphragmic breathing. Yeah. Let's all just put our hands on our bellies. So for 5 breaths, we can feel what that feels like to send the air lower, to feel the
Hmm.
belly expand
See,
when you breathe in.
see, the issue is
You
now,
need to
Ashley. You
unbutton
just
your.
said put your hand on your belly, and now I'm more aware of. Oh shit! Now everyone's going to understand how big I am. You know.
Oh, no. That's a
No, no,
horrible.
that's the
Don't say
truth,
this
right? See.
about yourself. Okay, you
Also,
guys, I'm
Ashley.
trying to find an appropriate comment to leave it
Well,
on.
before you
There we
continue,
go.
you do have a super chat.
I beg your
Um,
pardon?
you do have a super chat. Um,
Oh, I have a super chat? No way. Thank you for that. Where is it? Down here?
Senior starred on the right hand side. Yeah, you see it? Should be
Oh, thank you,
highlighted.
love.
Starred. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Oh, Echo. Oh, she do the yoga
Was,
pose.
was that a gang
Come on,
sign?
do the yoga pose. Let's see it
Oh,
again.
this one, yeah, this one. Which again, like you said, this was an exercise to see whether I can strengthen my shoulders, right?
Well, no, we wanted to keep your shoulders out of it. That's an exercise for your brain and circulation. But do you remember the dominant part, the dominant side of your body?
I believe you told me it was my left side, which is
Well,
strange,
stand up right now and don't think about
right?
it.
I,
Stand up right now. Don't think about it.
there you go.
It's the right side, I believe.
Yeah, but
Didn't you
last
just
time you
use your
told me it
right
was the
leg?
left. No, no, well, I just used both legs to stand up, didn't I?
So it doesn't feel like one more than the other?
No, no, but the last time you said you thought that I was leaning, I was lifting off my left leg.
I thought you told me you were lifting. I thought it was your right. I wasn't sure if it was
It
your
felt
right or
like
your
my
left.
left leg at the time after you said that I was lifting
Well,
off my
maybe
left
you've
leg.
balanced yourself out. I love this.
Who knows? It's strange. Also, actually, I've got to say this. People in the chat, is Ashley's mic okay? Because it sounds fine on my end, but I don't know whether, because
Yeah, I'm
yesterday we
sorry
had
about yesterday. I guess something wasn't unplugged. Let me know. I think that the mic is okay. I think they would have told us. Okay, so to review yesterday, we talked about deeply breathing in through the nose,
hmm
sending the air to the belly. So we'll have our hands there so we can
hmm
feel it, and exhaling all the air out from the mouth. So we're just doing this for 5 breaths. You can close your eyes if you like. If otherwise, you can keep them open. It's nice to stare at one thing if you're not comfortable to close your eyes. Eye movement means brain activity. And we want as little of that right now as possible. We want to feel what it feels like to breathe differently and to bring more oxygen into our bodies. So for 5 breaths, hands, shoulders are very, very relaxed, very, very, very relaxed, and
Yep.
hands are on your belly. On the inhale, feel the belly expand. Bring the air in through your nose. And on the exhale, feel the belly come in towards the spine. Breathe all the air out. 70% of toxins leave your body through the process of exhalation. With each exhale, pay attention. Make sure all the air goes out. 3 more. Now, if you feel comfortable, you can just relax your hands on your thighs or wherever is comfortable to relax
Mhm.
your hands.
And
Leave
just to
them there.
clarify, Ash, with this breathing, you want me to exhale out of my mouth, right? Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Is that
because I
easy
was
for you to breathe in through the nose and
no,
breathe
no,
out?
I was just doing it all through my nose, and then as I'm doing it, I went, wait a minute, I think Ashley wants me to exhale through my
Well,
mouth.
no, that's very interesting you brought that up, and maybe we'll just segue because Victoria is here and she does yoga, so she probably knows Ujjayi pranayama. I was going to teach three-part breathing today, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow.
Mm.
Um, so let's just talk about Ujjayi pranayama because it's available to everyone, but it takes a while. This is called
Is that a
victorious
person?
breath. Did he say is that a person?
Yeah, yeah. No, it sounded like a
No, it's a type.
Japanese man.
It's so
Yeah,
every day that we'll be here, we'll be talking about a different breathing and yogic technique. I wanted to get to moving today. We'll see how we go.
yeah, yeah.
So inhaling, you might literally be a reincarnated monk. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose with the lips sealed is called Ujjayi pranayama, which is the breath that we use in yoga. And let's just, if it doesn't resonate today, let there just be a seed planted, if you will. So you said you inhale and exhale through the nose. Are you able to do it with your lips sealed? And there's sort of an associated sound that will happen in your throat.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can feel.
this. You want
I
to
can
hear?
feel it. And funny enough, Ash, as a heavy smoker, I'm inclined to almost like try and clear my throat because I can feel that happening as I'm
So
breathing through my nose. Yeah.
that is actually a perfect way. I was going to say it sounds kind of like Darth Vader. Some people
Hmm.
say it sounds like the sound of the ocean. You're inhaling and exhaling through the nose. The air is going to the belly and
Hmm.
leaving the belly, but it's all happening in the nose slash throat. And it sounds
Hmm.
kind of like this. It's not a very sexy sound. Can you make this sound?
I can, but I don't think my mic is good enough to pick it up. But what's funny though, Ash, is I
Give it a
hate to say
try.
this,
Would you
I
give it a
will.
try?
Mhm. So again, inhale through the nose.
That's it, but slow it down. So you're inhaling
Oh,
through the nose and you're exhaling through the nose with the lips sealed, but we're still breathing in and out of the belly.
but what's funny though, Ashley, is you're making me sound like a dog.
Well, it does sound, I said Darth Vader, the ocean, or like a snore, but
Yeah, you know,
it does
like a
sound sort of
very
like a dog in a way.
yeah, a very low, like before a dog starts to growl. You know, I know you've got a dog, so
Yes,
you're familiar. You know
that's
that
it.
little hum,
That's
that
it.
little yeah, like that.
And
Yeah.
you'll get better at this the more you practice. I don't think I've ever in my 18 years, 10,000 classes met anyone that just naturally had ujjayi or um, basically built-in meditation. That's pretty cool, Rochi. There's I'm gonna tell everyone, I'm gonna teach it to you guys so properly. So the way
Mhm,
to learn Ujjayi Pranayama to start, he's already got it, but to start, as if you're fogging a mirror, as if you're fogging a mirror or a piece of glass. You're gonna put your hand over your mouth and you're gonna inhale through your nose. Belly gets big, side bodies expand, all those good things are happening, and exhale, fog the mirror. Okay, let's try that 2 more times. So you breathe in slow, send the air low through the nose, and fog the mirror. Exhale, bringing the belly towards the spine. Don't rush. One more. I probably sound like a dog too.
So
Now try it with the lips sealed. What's up, love?
no, no, I was going to say, what's weird, Ashley, is almost as if you took a hit of a vape and then exhaled without you actually doing that. That's what that sounded like.
So
For proof
weird that you
that.
say that because when I started vaping, I thought about teaching a breathing yoga class at a vape shop because I was like, you can show people where the air is going. Like, it was kind of a silly idea. Um,
No, it's correct, right? Because if you like, you can visualize it that way, and then people can get in their head, okay, this makes sense now, rather than not being able to see what they're doing with their own breath. Yeah. Also, yeah. So my co-host, even though he owns the channel and he's in charge of everything, wants me to do this an awful lot. And thankfully, Ashley's got me in a position where you can't see both my arms. So screw you.
Well, I'm gonna make Echo do that too soon. So we're gonna actually get there.
Mm,
But I want you
mm.
guys to try the fog the mirror without without your mouth open. So you're breathing in through the nose. All the other things we've learned have applied. So you're inhaling through the nose, the belly's getting big. Exhale, fog the mirror. Empty the lungs, drawing the belly in towards the spine. After doing this breath stuff, guys, your stomach gets very toned as well. There's
Oh,
almost a little bit of a one time in a yoga class, a guy kind of screamed out. I don't know, maybe he was a little bit funny always, but he said, for a class of 25 people, when I'm kind of in my flow, just to scream out, like, raising your hand is fine, right? But he goes, Ashley, am I supposed to feel pain when I exhale? Excellent question. Worth interrupting my class for, actually. Yes, there is a little bit of an associated pain. It's not pain, but it's more like you're sure that all the air is out, and you do
so
engage your stomach muscles to do this.
I hate to bring it back, but you saying the fog the mirror method, even somebody like Dave Serra can do this method because we know that Dave Serra likes to partake in using a mirror
He
quite
likes to
often, right?
smell things,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Good thing he can breathe in through his nose.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we're gonna try we're gonna try 5 breaths. Fogging the mirror, but with the lips sealed. If you've never done this before and it feels awkward, that makes complete sense. Ujjayi takes a while to kind of build up, but just play with it. So for 5 breaths, inhaling through the nose, sending the air low, exhaling with the lips sealed. There is an associated sound in the back of the throat, sort of like a dog, as Rochi said. We'll try that 4 more times. I was once teaching David Foster, and usually when I move and teach and stuff, I breathe Ujjayi, and he goes, "Why are you breathing like that?" Like, I'm just adjusting him, right? He's like, "Why are you breathing like that?" It's just when I'm in my like groove, how I breathe. And I was
Hmm.
like, it's a yogic breath. I'm just. He was like, "You don't get many dates, do you?" I was like, "Geez, Dave,
So,
easy."
wait,
So it's not a like a
wait,
sexy
okay.
sound.
Well, I've
What's
got
up?
to ask you actually, do you do that while you're queuing in the Starbucks, for example? Because that people could like deem that as you being like, hurry the fuck up, when you're going, breathing out,
Um, No, yeah, that's very funny. No, not really. I do sometimes, like sometimes people will be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Nothing. Why?" But I'll breathe. Like if something frustrates me, I have the, I'll or like something like this. I release it, which I think is a good thing, but I don't realize that I do it. If that makes sense. Um, okay, so Echo, thank you so much for the super chats. Now you're gonna get an extra benefit. We are all going to raise our arms above the head.
You fuck.
Now, here's what's up with this. Got you guys. Here's what's up with this. If your shoulders go up, we're only going to raise the arms up as
So,
high. I know everyone is doing this. Do not disappoint me. I'll feel it. What was it, Rochi?
so, so to clarify, right? You want me to keep my shoulders as straight as possible, with just my
Not
arms up,
straight. Straight is not the word. Relaxed, soft.
but
So,
like, oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah.
what
So
I
then,
said to you is that we need to open your
but
shoulders
right, okay,
and
so
stretch. We don't want this.
if it helps, pretend you're being like held up by the police. In which case, arms up.
That's right. But because we're not being held up by the police, thankfully, we're just,
Put your
if it
guns
looks
away.
like this, fine. If the
Yeah.
hands, sorry, it's a little bit blurry. I keep forgetting to fix that. Um, can you do
Well,
it,
Ash, can you?
Rochi? Where
Yeah,
your
you
hands are
can.
relaxed? Can you be my demonstrator?
Yeah, you
And
can,
your
and also you
shoulders are
can.
relaxed. Yes. So
Yeah,
that's
but
as
you can.
far up as his arms, that he's not allowed to go any further. Because watch what happens. Raise your arms a little bit higher.
Yeah, the shoulder,
Higher.
the shoulder
Yes.
moved.
The
Yeah, yeah.
shoulders will start to jack up. We're not
Mhm.
interested in this. Where the
Yeah,
shoulders are not involved. Good. You're doing extra credit.
mhm.
Everyone, arms up as high as your shoulders stay relaxed. And 2 minutes, we're going to breathe in deep and breathe out long. I'll tell you what happens to your brain afterwards. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. If you found inhaling and exhaling through the nose with your lips sealed comfortably, please do that. 1 minute, 45 seconds. Sixty seconds. Breathe in deeper, breathe out longer. If the arms are burning a little, just know that's what getting strong feels like. Keep breathing. 55 seconds. 10 seconds. And
So,
relax.
Ash, at the risk of
Good job, Echo.
trying to be entertaining and funny, this has gone full circle, right? If George Floyd only did that, we'd be living in a different world.
Did you plan that?
No, because I'm not El Horrible, man.
That
I
was
would,
very genius.
yeah.
That was a good one. You had a question you wanted to ask me. So just to where the breathing video is done at this point.
Hmm.
We're going to continue talking for a bit. I just wanted to recap what we talked about. Inhaling through the nose is the best way to bring air into your body. Consciously sending the air lower, even better. Ujjayi pranayama, also known as victorious breath, is inhaling and exhaling through the nose with the lips sealed.
Uh, yeah, I wasn't going to ask you a question. I was going to make the statement that you can turn off the camera blur
I
because
don't
you
think I can
said,
do it while I'm live, can
yeah, you
I?
can in the settings at the bottom down there. You can go in the settings, and then I think it says visual effects, um,
Ooh, you better
and you can
watch
turn it
your
off.
step.
Yeah, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. I found it. Dun, 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 dun. Got
Because you
it.
can change everything, right? You can put a virtual background
I can
whilst
even put
you're.
a picture of myself swimming in the pool.
Mhm.
Cool. That's much better, actually. We're going to stick with that.
Actually, I
Thank
actually
you.
got to ask you this, and I asked you this last time I was on with Kaz, who said to say hello, by the way.
Oh,
He's not
ask
feeling
Kaz
very
if
well
will
at the
Kaz do
moment.
a breathing thing with me? Will you
Well,
ask him
I
for me?
I did ask him to come on this show, but he's not very well at the moment. I think something to do with the fact that he'd been out late at night and got wet with some other guy in an alleyway or something. I don't know. It's a long story. Anyway,
Oh, Rochi.
well, I mean, it's a long story. I didn't
It
go
must
into
have
too
been
much detail
raining really hard. This is
on
a
his face.
PG
Yeah.
show.
Hmm. Yeah, he took the full load in his face, but anyway. But he did say to say hello, and he is interested in coming to do this, but he's not very well. But yeah, yeah, I had to ask you last time because I thought you had potentially maybe doctored a thumbnail that you had.
Doctored? Well, I don't make my thumbnails. Danielle does. But what was
All
doctored?
right, okay. So what I meant by that is,
Oh,
I,
when you're on the horse?
well, not only
I'm
that,
sorry,
actually,
weren't you riding a horse? I thought that I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
she
I was, yeah, yeah, yeah.
she got I she told me that she
Mhm.
drove 3.5 hours to London, and she found you in that cowboy hat, assless chaps, riding around
Yeah,
the
right. Yeah,
city
yeah.
on
Yeah,
that
in Soho. Yeah.
poor horse. Okay.
Yeah, of course you did. Yeah, yeah.
What were you gonna say about this
No,
thumbnail?
no. So you had a picture of yourself, I believe, standing on a beach with the sea behind you, right?
Standing on the beach with a scene behind me. That
No,
sounds.
the sea, the ocean behind you.
I was just standing there.
Yes. Now,
Was
I was surprised that was you, and I mean this with no disrespect whatsoever, because I went, oh, the chest seems to be bigger than what I remember, and I mean no disrespect when I say that. And you said that was me. I didn't doctor that photo. And I went, okay. Now, the photo for this thumbnail, sorry, the thumbnail for this video is you underwater.
No,
Is
the
that in the
thumbnail
same?
for this video is taken at Oil Nut Bay at the Fendi Suite, and I'm on a Fendi table doing a backbend, if I'm not mistaken. Yesterday's
Right. Okay.
thumbnail was me underwater
Right.
for a
Okay. I'm
photo
getting it
shoot.
mixed up with yesterday's one. Yeah, because I'm thinking, okay, is that the same time period? And the reason why I say that is because again, your chest looked different than before. That's why it made me wonder whether there was some doctoring going on, which is fine. You know, we all like
So
to
I'm glad you're
mix things
paying
up.
so much attention to my chest as a married man, sir.
Yeah.
But I think this was around the same period of time. And to be fair, when I gain weight, I usually gain weight in my chest and my butt. So that's cool. But I think they're kind of the same size. But I think
Mhm.
I had like probably 10 more pounds or something on me.
Right, fair enough. No, it's the reason why I wanted to say that actually, as you're aware, you've had to before say certain things. Like for example, you had to do cards with somebody's name on it. You know, I just wanted to get out their
I
head
didn't
before,
have to. I didn't have to. I just came
but
up
you
with the
chose to.
idea.
You chose to.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, I
Me
understand.
and that person are perfect now. So
Hmm. Hmm.
don't
Fair enough.
fuck that up for me. I'm just kidding.
No,
What's the question?
yeah, no,
I'm
no, 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 that
joking.
was
What
it.
is your
Yeah, no,
question?
that was it. That was all I wanted to comment on. I can't remember the yoga related question. It's gone now. It's been a while, and obviously my brain is uh, emptied out. My diaphragm's fine. I've
Per
noticed
usual.
my shoulders are a little bit tighter now, which is weird because doing that for longer than 2 minutes, who knew that that would actually hurt your shoulders if you didn't actually relax yourself
So
whilst,
hurting,
you know.
there's a difference between. So that's why I said if it does hurt a little, um, this is what getting strong feels like. Pain will. Our humans, we will always move towards pleasure and away from pain, right?
Mhm.
But building muscles and getting strong is sometimes uncomfortable. So instead of pain or hurt, maybe it's more uncomfortable, but it's also quite temporary. And you did some very helpful things for your brain and built some muscles. Any other
Fair enough.
questions before we wrap up?
That's it. I think so. It said you had three super chats. I think
Oh,
you've
did
got
we
two
miss
or more,
one?
right? I don't know
Echo,
whether you
you
missed one or not.
rule. Echo
Right.
will be here breathing with us Friday.
So, question then, Ash, how are you going to know whether he's breathing correctly if he's hiding behind a filter?
Well, I told him I was like, I've never done yoga with a pineapple or a virtual one at that. How am I going to know? Well, I can hear his voice.
Mhm. I
I'm just take
think
a little
what you
jab at you. He probably has a better mic than you. So
probably, but I reckon you should make him up his gain on his mic so you can actually hear everything to make sure that he is actually breathing the way he said he is. I'm sure he will do that. Just to prove his point. Yeah.
okay. FKB was that super chat. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. And yeah, I kind of agree. I haven't been watching him, but I've been seeing just the strangest. I mean, even his most loyal people. There are some things I want to talk to you about, but I don't want to
Mm.
talk to you about them live. Thank you guys for being here. I hope that you'll
12 inches.
remember. What?
Sorry, I was trying to
Do you
get
want
ahead
to
of the
plug
question.
something? Do you have some plugs?
I don't have any plugs whatsoever.
Well,
Everybody
when's your
knows where
next
I'm
show
at.
with Echo?
Friday night, we're going to cover what Joey C's been doing this week. Again,
I
it's not
wonder if
something.
it's after our yoga, after breathing, or before. It'll
I
probably be
assume
like
it
a
would be
different.
after, right? Because I think you're again. This is the issue, right? I think this will be at around about 8 p.m. UK time. And again, we had this conversation yesterday, right? You were like, "I'm 8 hours ahead of you." I went, "Okay, let me count back 8 hours." Oh, wait a minute. This is harder for me to do than I realized it was.
Well, I appreciate you because I am actually going to put this on my to-do list. I am going to figure out Navy/military time. And I appreciate because it's not even how you would think about it as well, right? But stop.
Right.
No,
So
because I think
no,
it
no.
makes sense. I think it
So
makes sense.
so the reason why I'm laughing, Ashley, is because it is called military time. But I thought it'd be funny
Oh,
to
you're
say
the one that
Navy
said
time,
Navy.
yeah, and you run with it, which was funny because I went, well, she'll figure it out in a second, and then of course BYB corrected. Also, um, Peter Sky Parker's got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Talking about the title of this video,
Oh, the title of the video will be changed to where's PSP? Can you pull
he's
up
full.
comments or you can't?
No, I can't do that. I'm not
Oh, sorry,
the
sorry,
agent.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
in I'm
Yeah.
coming.
So he said, can you change breath to breathe in the title?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Peter Sky Parker said that. That's funny
Hmm.
because I was gonna do something because you and my best friend Danielle, you guys will English people will say say how do you say breath?
Breath.
Breath. Breath.
See, no, right. So you're alluding to the fact that I might say the word breath like bruv, but I'm not going to. Right, breath. There you go.
Well, would you like the title to be breath or breath?
You, Ash, this is your channel. You can name this show whatever you want. I think it should be if you're really serious on this, you should say breath plus movement equals yoga. In brackets, what George Floyd should have done. End brackets.
And then in the description, please say the title in your mind with an English accent.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect.
That's the only yoga pose he needed.
Oh, and also he shouldn't have done the drugs he did beforehand. But yeah,
I mean, that never leads to anywhere good. Okay,
yeah.
love, thank you for being here. And we need to do our next yoga session soon. Thank you guys
Mhm.
all for being here. Thank you for breathing. And remember, when you take care of yourself in this way, or literally anyway, you're consciously and subconsciously giving people around you permission to take care of themselves in this way or in other ways. So it's a powerful move. Good on you all. I'll see you next time. Bye, Rochi.
Peace.
Over and out.
It's the red button.
Thank you.